Imagine you're home alone with a toddler when suddenly a gang of wild monkeys breaks in. They're tearing through the kitchen, smashing dishes, throwing food, and inching closer to you and the terrified baby. You're trapped. No one is there to help. The monkeys are unpredictable and aggressive, and they're known to attack. What would you do? One teenager in India faced this exact nightmare. With no time to waste, she had to think fast. She didn't have a weapon, she didn't have a way out, but she did have something unexpected: Amazon Alexa. And what she did next, it just might be one of the most genius and life-saving uses of technology ever recorded. This is Savage Tales Animal Encounters, where we bring you the most shocking, thrilling, and unbelievable true stories of humans facing off against wild animals. And in today's episode, we're diving deep into how a 13-year-old girl outsmarted a troop of rampaging monkeys using nothing but artificial intelligence. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Savage Tales Animal Encounters, the channel where we explore the most intense, jaw-dropping and heart-pounding real-life encounters between humans and wild animals. From terrifying predator attacks to shocking acts of survival, we bring you the wildest stories from around the world. Today's story is going to blow your mind. It's a perfect blend of danger, quick thinking, and a surprising twist. So if you love thrilling survival stories and the unpredictable world of nature, you're in the right place. But before we jump into this insane encounter, make sure you smash that like button. It really helps us keep bringing you incredible animal survival stories. Subscribe if you haven't already, because you don't want to miss our next wild adventure. And hey, hit that notification bell so you're always the first to know when we drop a new episode. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us, what would you do if you were face-to-face with a troop of aggressive monkeys? Would you have thought to use Alexa like this genius teenager did? Let us know. And if you know someone who loves crazy survival stories, share this video with them. It might just save a life one day. Now, get ready for another mind-blowing encounter with the wild, because when nature strikes, survival is never guaranteed. Let's dive in. It was an ordinary afternoon in the quiet town of Basti, located in the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. The air was thick with the humid warmth of the region, the streets humming with the usual bustle of daily life, neighbours chatting, children playing, and the distant sounds of market vendors calling out their wares. Inside one particular home, 13-year-old Nikita was enjoying a peaceful afternoon playing with her 15-month-old niece. The toddler giggled as she clumsily toddled around the room, occasionally reaching for her older cousin's hand for support. The house was a typical Indian home, with an open courtyard and a modest kitchen stocked with the family's daily essentials. Bright fabrics adorned the furniture, and the aroma of freshly cooked food still lingered in the air from an earlier meal. Everything seemed calm, normal, safe. But outside, lurking in the shadows of the surrounding rooftops, trouble was brewing. Unknown to Nikita and the baby, a troop of monkeys had been watching the house for some time. These weren't just any monkeys. They were bold, intelligent, and increasingly fearless around humans. Over the years, they had learned that human homes were easy targets for food. Whether it was fruits left on a windowsill, leftovers in an open trash bin, or even food being actively cooked inside, these primates had become experts at raiding homes. The troop had likely been scavenging through the neighborhood all morning, leaping from rooftop to rooftop, searching for easy meals. As the day stretched into the afternoon, their hunger grew. They spotted an open window, a gateway to a potential feast. With silent precision, they made their way toward the house, their beady eyes scanning for movement inside. Inside, Nikita remained blissfully unaware of the danger creeping closer. She was entertaining her niece, making funny faces and clapping her hands to keep the baby giggling. The toddler, full of energy, waddled toward the kitchen, her tiny hands reaching out toward a bowl of fruit on the counter. Then there was a noise, a soft thud, a rustling sound. Nikita's smile faltered. She turned her head toward the open kitchen window, her brows furrowing slightly. At first, it was just a shadow, something small and quick, darting past the window frame. Probably a bird, she thought. But then she saw them. First, one monkey, then another, and another. Before she could fully process what was happening, they were inside. In an instant, the quiet afternoon transformed into chaos. The troop of monkeys, now emboldened by their successful break-in, wasted no time in making their presence known. With lightning speed, they descended upon the kitchen, overturning bowls, smashing utensils, and scattering food across the floor. Nikita's heart pounded as the toddler let out a small, startled cry. The monkeys, now fully engaged in their frenzied invasion, were growing more aggressive by the second. And as they turned their sharp-eyed gazes toward the two girls, one thing became terrifyingly clear. This wasn't just a search for food anymore. It was an invasion. And Nikita had only seconds to react. Nikita's breath caught in her throat. The monkeys had turned their attention away from the scattered food and broken utensils. Now their eyes locked onto her and the baby. Their sharp teeth flashed as they screeched, their agile bodies shifting with an unsettling mix of curiosity and aggression. The largest of the group, likely an alpha male, bared its fangs, issuing a shrill, piercing call that sent a shiver down Nikita's spine. The toddler, sensing the danger, whimpered and clung to Nikita's leg, her tiny hands gripping tightly. But the movement only seemed to excite the monkeys. One of them lunged forward, snatching a plastic container and hurling it across the room. It crashed against the wall, the sound echoing through the house. Another monkey leapt onto the dining table, scattering cups and plates to the floor with reckless abandon. Nikita's heart pounded in her chest. Her mind raced, desperately trying to think of a way out. But the door leading outside was blocked. Several monkeys had positioned themselves near it, their small but powerful bodies poised and ready. One of the smaller monkeys scurried toward them, its black eyes fixed on the baby. It reached out a long, clawed hand, as if testing to see how close it could get. Panic surged through Nikita. She instinctively stepped back, shielding the child with her own body. The move triggered an instant response. The alpha male let out another high-pitched shriek, and suddenly the chaos escalated. A monkey launched itself from the counter, landing just feet away from Nikita. Another leapt onto the baby's high chair, knocking it over. The toddler let out a terrified wail. Nikita knew she had to act now. Her eyes darted around the room, looking for anything that could help. A stick? A pot? Could she throw something to scare them off? Then her gaze landed on the small black device sitting on a shelf near the kitchen counter. Alexa. It was a long shot, but in that moment, it was her only chance. Her voice trembled, but she forced the words out as loud and clear as she could. Alexa, play the sound of dogs barking. For a second, nothing happened. Then an explosion of sound. The device instantly obeyed, blasting out loud, vicious barking noises that filled the entire room. The deep, aggressive growls and sharp barks echoed off the walls, creating the illusion of a pack of enraged dogs ready to attack. The reaction was immediate. The monkeys froze, their ears twitched, their small bodies stiffening. They had encountered dogs before. Feral dogs roamed many parts of India, and they were a natural enemy to monkeys. And right now, in their minds, they weren't just hearing one dog, they were hearing multiple, and they sounded furious. The alpha male hesitated for only a moment before making his decision. With a sharp, frantic shriek, he turned and bolted toward the window. The others followed instantly, scrambling over each other in a mad dash to escape. Within seconds, the kitchen was empty, the only evidence of their presence the wreckage they had left behind. Silence filled the house, save for the sound of the toddler's muffled sobs against Nikita's chest. The teenager, still gripping the child protectively, let out a shaky breath. Her legs felt weak, her hands trembled, but they were safe. The kitchen was a disaster zone, food splattered across the floor, broken dishes scattered everywhere, chairs knocked over. But none of that mattered. What mattered was that she had outsmarted the intruders, she had protected her niece. Minutes later, neighbors arrived, drawn by the commotion. When Nikita explained what had happened, their eyes widened in disbelief. The local authorities praised her quick thinking, calling it a stroke of genius. News of the incident spread quickly, with many hailing her as a hero, and as she held her niece close, still feeling the adrenaline pulse through her veins. Nikita knew one thing for sure. She would never look at Alexa the same way again. Wow, what a nerve-wracking encounter. Just imagine being in Nikita's shoes, trapped in your own home with a troop of aggressive monkeys and no way out. Her quick thinking and use of technology not only saved herself, but also protected her baby niece from what could have been a terrifying and dangerous attack. It just goes to show, sometimes survival isn't about strength, but about smarts. But now, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us, what would you have done in this situation? Would you have thought to use Alexa like Nikita did? Have you ever had a wild animal encounter yourself? Let's hear your stories. Before you go, don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and want more insane real-life survival stories. It really helps us bring you more incredible content. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Savage Tales Animal Encounters. We bring you the wildest, most unbelievable, true animal encounters from around the world, stories of survival, danger, and the untamed power of nature. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss a new episode. Trust us, some of the stories we have coming up will leave you speechless. Share this video with your friends, family, or anyone who loves a good survival story. Who knows? Maybe one day knowing these stories could help someone in a real-life animal encounter. Follow us for even more content on animal survival stories, behind-the-scenes details and updates on upcoming videos. We appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and being part of our Savage Tales community. You guys are the reason we keep bringing these wild stories to life. And remember, when nature strikes, survival is never guaranteed. See you in the next Savage Tale.